Hello and welcome. So, going to take a look at the Times quick cryptic crossword, and this is being published on Tuesday the 10th of June 2025, and it's been set by Orpheus. So Orpheus is one of the setters who usually gives us 2 puzzles a month, but we only got 1 in May, so this is only their 10th puzzle of the year. But just looking back through my records, pretty much most of those have been done in 10 to 12 minutes, one taking 15 and a couple of 7s and 8s, so let's hope for another 7 to 8 kind of one. I think there's no more to say really. Just reset the timer and crack on. Unfashionable garments for the suburbs. Out something, outdress, outer dress. Reduced share of profits, well that was cut, isn't it? Saw that yesterday. Artilleryman introducing a herbaceous plant. Artilleryman, gunner, guana. Turn right, initially seeing evergreen shrub. Oh gosh, S-E... Gorse that is. Go right, S-E, wow. Coward, possibly digesting beginning of Victorian literary work. Coward, Rampager in Brazilian ports starts to terrorise edgy residents, which is rioter, I think. Rio, rioter? What is that? Rio, T-E, in Brazilian ports. Yeah, put the starts to it in there. Okay, railway employee adjusting to steam trains is some kind of like station master. I think I've seen that before. I see the master part. Absorbent paper he removed from the children. T issue, yeah. Ravine originally accessed on ship. Ravine accessed on ship, so ship with an A. Gorge, don't know. Put up beams regularly, beams raise. Old flame worked as model with nothing on. Old flame X worked as model, sat with nothing on. Twisted grass rye. I think that's rye that way, isn't it? Twisted rye. No, not rye. Rye that way, I think. Denigrator of French farm detractor. Seen that before, definitely. Come on then. Manual worker producing notes in church. Organist. I don't quite know what. Manual worker, organist. I don't know. I have to think about what that is. Manual organ, I think. Heavyweight. Head dismissed from school in Berkshire. Eton. Genuflect hearing Neil. Neil that way, I think. New order ran greater men ragged. Gosh, anagram of greater men. Not sure what that is. Sons mostly discard a married woman in signal. It's Biff that one. Sons ignore. Yep. Woodwork in vehicle parking. Carpenter. Woodwork. Carpentry. On arrival. On arrival. Carpenter. Woodwork. Carpenter. Carpentry. Entry. Okay, let's get that way. River in remote estate is the T's. Hidden word. Practicality. Little violet put before skill. Skill. Ability. What was that then? Inability. Practical. Disability. What's this? Novel. Novel. Yeah. Noel Coward. Oh, very good. Viability, I suppose. Campaigner from South Africa in simpler setting. Gosh, campaigner. At home in juggling dates instead. Yep. Top grade hotel in mountain area. Oh god, top grade. H. Mountain area. Sierra. Range. Ship's crew. Crow. Ship's company is a crew. Exultant cries is crow. Crew. You crew, yeah, you crew, I think. Determined group is set. Oh, what have we got there? Outskirts, okay, yeah, there now I see that. This one, artilleryman is a gun. Oh gosh, it is a gun. Gunner, I suppose. Introducing a gunner, okay. What's this? Rearrangement? No. Rearrangement. Have we got something wrong here? Gunera. Ah, maybe it's Gunera. Gunera. Introducing A, yeah. Gunera rearrangement fits then. Okay, this one. Old flame is an X then. I'm not sure about that crew over there, but X worked as model sat with nothing on. X, what? This one. Ravine. Originally accessed on ship. Ooh. And this, top grade hotel. Hotel is H. Mountain area X, what? Worked as model. Exposed? Exposed, yeah. Nothing on. In simpler setting, campaigner from South Africa. Crusader? Probably Crusader. Which leaves these two. Ravine. Originally accessed on ship. Abyss. Abyss. And this must be Apia. Apia? What's this? Top grade. Alp. Fur. 539. Oh, that went very well, considering I've never heard of Gunnerer. And I wasn't sure about crew. Everything else went in very nicely. 539. Wow, one of my top 5 times, I think. Wow. Yeah, 445, 438 yesterday and 539 today. Admittedly, yesterday needed a bit of correction, but wow. Okay, what do we got? We've got fashionable, unfashionable is out, and garments are skirts, and the suburbs are the outskirts. Reduced is cut, and share of the profits is cut. Now we had that yesterday in the main times 15 by 15, so exactly the same clue, I think. An artilleryman is a gunner, and introducing A, so put an A on the end, gives you a herbaceous plant that I've never heard of. Right, a turn is go. You have your turn in Monopoly, you have go. R for right, and then initially the S and the E from seeing, evergreen, and gives you a shrub, which is gorse. I don't know if gorse is evergreen. I mean, it's not deciduous. So I suppose it is evergreen anyway. Coward possibly. So we've got an example of a coward, which is Noel Coward, as opposed to anyone who's just scared of stuff. So Noel Coward, digesting the beginning of Victorian. So V for Victorian gives you a novel, which is a literary work. A rampager is a rioter. We've got the Brazilian port of Rio. Starts to terrorise edgy, so T-E. And residents, T-E-R, residents, okay, yeah. Railway employees, station master. Not sure they're called that these days. I don't know if there is even anyone at the station. Adjusting to is telling you there's an anagram of steam trains. Steam is 5, 10, probably 2 as well. Probably need the 2, so adjusting to steam trains. Absorbent paper is tissue. He removed from the, it leaves a T. And then children are an issue, so a bit of a crossword land word issue for children, but yeah, children issue into the world, shall we say. A ravine is an abyss, originally A, so originally accessed is the A, on ship by, I don't like the by bit really, steamship is SS. Put up is to raise. You raise your prices, you put up your prices. Beams are raised, so I think RAYS reportedly is saying it's a sound like of that. Old flame is your old flame is your X. Worked as a model, you posed, and if you've got nothing on, then you're exposed. We've got twisted is rye, which is what my sense of humour is. Grass is RYE, and again we've got a sound like that by the sound of it. A denigrator is a detractor. Of in French is de, and a farm vehicle is a tractor. Now I think probably in the first year I was doing these crosswords I saw that clue and studied it for a long time, and then eventually went, oh, the tractor. So that's stayed with me. Now this one, well, okay, manual worker is an organist. I think that's just a double definition. Yeah, the person who manual organist. The person, yeah, obviously an organist produces notes in church. I don't know about the worker bit, whether that's attached to producing notes in church or the manual. A manual could be an organ, maybe. Not sure about that. Not sure. Okay, not sure about that one. Heavyweight is a ton. the imperial measurement, or maybe a metric ton as well. A head removed from the school. The school in Berkshire is Eton. Take the E off of Eton, gives you ton. Genuflect is a word meaning to kneel. And Lord Kinnock, so Neil Kinnock, who was the head of the Labour Party in the late 80s into the 90s, I think, sound like of that. So hearing could go either way, but we've got a 5-letter word, so Lord Kinnock's name is spelled Neil. The new order, so new order is in a rearrangement, which is an anagram of, what is it an anagram of? Greater is 7, men, ran. So ran, greater, men, and ragged is your anagram indicator. Sons is S, mostly disregard, so ignore without the E on the end and then put an A on the end to get to signora, which is a married woman in Italy or in Rome, the Italian word for it. Woodwork is carpentry. We've got a vehicle is a car, P for parking, and then on arrival, so your entry. River is the River Tees, which is up in kind of the northeast of England, and it's in, hidden word indicator that it's across remote estate. Practicality is viability. What's the practicality of this project? What's its viability? Little Violet is a VI, yeah, of course, and skill is ability, so just put vi before ability. Right, what's going on here? Okay, yep. Campaigner is a crusader. We've got SA in the middle of cruder, and cruder is a simpler set. Something that's simpler is cruder. Simpler is cruder, and that's the setting, so it goes around SA. At home is in. Juggling is saying it's an anagram of dates, which gives you the stead part, and an alternative is instead. Top grade is alpha. Yeah, top grade, I think probably. I don't know if that applies to anything, but obviously if you get the top grade in a thing, you might be getting an alpha. H for hotel, NATO phonetic alphabet in the mountain, which is an Alp, and A for area. Clever separate that I didn't spot there. Right, ship's company is the crew, and if you uttered exultant cries, then if you're crowing, then you're boasting about things. Well, if you did it in the past, then you crew, I suppose. And determined is set, so that's a set date, a determined date, and a group is a set. So there we go, all done. 5:39. Wow. Thanks for watching.